What's up, everybody? Welcome and happy day. My name is Corey. You know me because I'm here every week with Amla Green, and I am bringing to you today the man with the plan, Dr. Cyrus Khmabatta. Cyrus, how's it going? Welcome to the show.
What's up, Corey? It's always good to see you. Happy Friday. You got any big plans for the weekend?
I have wonderful plans this weekend that I have no idea what they are. That's why I will meet with my wife later, and she will tell me because she's the boss and runs this family. I love her so much. All right. Folks, if you are here because you heard that we're doing a show about immunity. So we're going to get right into it, all right? Here's how it's going to go. We're going to talk a little bit about what immunity is, the different types of immunity. We're going to identify a couple different foods that can help boost your immunity naturally. And then at the end, I'm going to give you an opportunity to learn about a product that Cyrus has developed that will help you make it as easy as 1 scoop a day. Yes, it's a product. And yes, I'm going to ask your permission. If you don't want to find out about that product, it's okay. You can leave early. We still want to give you the information because we love you and we're here for you. So, Cyrus, I want you to share your screen. I want you to talk about what you have learned in your years of studying, getting your PhD in nutritional biochemistry, and let's get into it. So, do you have your screen, Cyrus?
Perfect. So, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So I want to talk to you guys today about specific foods that you can buy in the grocery store that are known and have documented scientific evidence about their immune boosting effect. And the beauty is that these foods are readily available. They're actually very inexpensive and you can buy them pretty much anywhere. And then in addition to that, I'm also going to teach you the foods that have documented immune suppressing effects. And there's plenty of scientific research to back that up as well. So the first group of foods that is worth talking about are called cruciferous vegetables. They are extremely powerful immune boosting foods. You know, you don't normally think of these foods as foods that you would eat that would actually improve your innate immune system, but they do. Okay. My recommendation is to eat between 1 and 2 servings of these foods per day. You can eat them raw. You can eat them cooked. You can eat them lightly steamed. It doesn't really matter. The truth is that the more raw they are, the more powerful they are going to be. However, there's also some anti-carcinogenic effects that come out of these foods when they are lightly steamed. So if I were you, what I would do is when I'm eating things like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower and cabbage, I would lightly steam them. And if you lightly steam them for like 5 minutes or so, then you can kind of keep the immune boosting power and then also increase the anti-cancer power. And then you get a really powerful combination of the two of them.
I love that.
Go ahead.
I'm just excited because I see arugula on there, and that's my favorite. It's like
I didn't even know
it. Yeah, and I'm not going to put it in a smoothie. I'm just going to eat it by the handfuls, just with my hands. You know?
Yeah, it's great. So these are extremely powerful fruits and these are extremely powerful vegetables, and the more of these you can get your hands on, the better. These are like they're so diverse, right? You can add them to. You can eat them raw. You can lightly steam them. You can put them into a stir fry. You can bake them. You can put them into a casserole. You can put them into a soup. You can put them into a smoothie. I mean, there's like almost nothing that you can't do with these guys. Okay. And they have a lot of flavor and they have a very powerful immune boosting effect.
Let's do it. Let's keep going. Let's go.
Next one, onions and garlic. Okay. These guys contain compounds that are known to boost the function of your endogenous antioxidant enzymes. What the heck does that mean?
Woo.
You produce antioxidant enzymes inside of all tissues. And they are known as things like glutathione peroxidase, glutathione S-transferase, cytochrome P450, and so on and so forth. Don't memorize these. These are just specific names of very powerful enzymes that, when activated, do a number at improving your own innate immune system. Onions and garlic, when you eat them, they turn on your own endogenous antioxidant power. So it effectively makes tissues more powerful at protecting themselves against free radicals.
Okay.
So it's very simple. Just get, 1 or 2 cloves of garlic into your mouth on a daily basis, and or as little as a quarter of an onion per day, and you will be reaping the benefits.
Beautiful.
Number 3, ginger. Ginger is one of the cheapest and most potent immune boosting foods that you can buy in the grocery store. The ginger that you see on the screen right there will cost you less than $1.
Wow.
And studies have shown that ginger is incredibly powerful at fighting against viral infections and in particular respiratory infections like the flu, like the cold, and other respiratory infections that have been, circulating in today's world. So if you add just a little bit of ginger, and when I say a little bit of ginger, I literally mean like take a look at your thumb, hold it up in front of you, okay, and take a look at just your fingernail. That size of a piece of ginger is all you need on a daily basis. Okay?
Wow.
Again, a very small amount, just like onions, just like garlic, a small amount goes a very long way. I'm sure you guys have heard of turmeric. Okay, turmeric is another incredibly powerful food. If you can find ground turmeric that looks just like ginger, but it has an orange interior, go to the grocery store and get this stuff and grate it into a powder and then put it into your food. Okay, it is literally one of the most powerful antioxidants that humans have ever discovered. It contains a compound called curcumin, which has documented anti-cancer effects and documented immune boosting effects. And this is also incredibly cheap to buy. If you can't find it like this as an actual root, then go to the spice section of your local grocery store and try and find yourself a bottle. And if you can get it organic, all the better.
Yeah.
Okay. Green tea, one of my favorite things in the world. Green tea contains a whole collection of ridiculously powerful immune boosting and anti-cancer compounds. And they can also help lower blood pressure, and it can help lower blood glucose. It's one of those foods that kind of seems like it has a whole bunch of superpowers and it's all packed into one thing. Okay. There's a particular type of compound called a catechin, and there's one called EGCG, and it's one of the most powerful antioxidants that you can find in the natural world. Okay. So green tea is highly anti-inflammatory. It is anti-platelet aggregating. It reduces your blood pressure. It reduces your blood glucose. There's almost nothing that green tea can't do. So if you can just get 1 cup of green tea into your body on a daily basis, you will be doing yourself a huge favor. Now, the last thing I'll say about green tea is that there's so many different varieties. If you go to like Chinatown and you say, hey, I want some green tea, they'll be like, cool, choose from these like 150 different types of green tea. Right. Don't geek out about exactly which variety you can get. Okay. You can get jasmine, you can get oolong, you can get any number of varieties, but just put one of them into your body and you will be fine. Okay. Hibiscus, another extremely powerful antioxidant food that has documented immune boosting effects. So it's high in iron, it's high in vitamin C. All of those are good to help boost your immune functionality. And it also helps lower your blood pressure, and it also helps lower the triglyceride content in your blood. Who doesn't want that?
Heck yeah.
So if you can get some hibiscus into your body on a daily basis, it usually comes in a powder or it comes in like little petals. You can add that to a drink. You can turn it into a tea, and you can make your life even better. Okay. Now, the Amla berry. The Amla berry is by far the most powerful antioxidant food ever discovered by humans. It has twice the antioxidant power of turmeric, which is a big deal. It has over 10 times the antioxidant power of acai berries, which is a big deal. And it blows every other antioxidant-rich food out of the water, okay? So there's this thing called an ORAC scale, and that basically just measures the antioxidant power of a food. Most of the foods that are rich in antioxidants are like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 14,000. The ORAC value of Amla berries is 261,500, which is like a 10-fold increase or more compared with other foods that people think are antioxidant rich. Okay. So a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of Indian gooseberries can go a long way at boosting your immune function, lowering blood glucose, lowering cholesterol, and lowering your blood pressure. Just like green tea, Amla berries are this ridiculous Superman of the health world. So if you can get just a tiny little bit of this into your body on a daily basis, your brain, your thyroid gland, your liver, your kidney, everyone is going to be very excited. Okay. Now, I'm going to fast forward through a couple slides here.
Okay. I love how fast you're doing this, guys. We're just trying to go as fast as possible. You're probably going to have a couple questions. Feel free, leave those comments, ask those questions. We'll be happy to answer those comments as we go. We're not going to do any live comments right now. We are pre-recording this so we can make sure that we fly through it for you guys, but we answer every comment, so feel free. Okay, here we go.
Absolutely. Okay, now I want to talk about foods that we know from documented scientific evidence suppress your innate immunity. Okay, number one, processed meats of any shape, color, or size. And this includes things like cold cuts and hot dogs and sausages and deli meats and processed turkeys. Okay, so these meats are known to be class 1 carcinogens. I'm going to touch on that in the next slide. Class 1 carcinogens are foods that aren't just suspected to maybe have a link to cancer or suspected to maybe cause cancer. They have documented scientific evidence that they absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, cause cancer. Just like smoking cigarettes, nicotine, we know without a shadow of a doubt that if you use that, you will increase your cancer risk. Okay, so regardless of what type of meat you're talking about, poultry, it could be red meat, it could be unprocessed red meat, it could be processed red meat, it doesn't matter. Every single type of processed meat increases your risk for cancer, and you don't want that. Now, at the same time, we're talking about immunity. What the heck does this have to do with immunity? Okay, these foods also can suppress the action of endogenous antioxidant enzymes that we talked about earlier. If you eat onions and garlic, they boost antioxidant power inside of you. You eat these types of foods, they lower your antioxidant power. Okay. If we take a look at these sort of this diagram here, it shows you that all of these foods that are shown on the left-hand side, processed meats, have been given a group 1 classification. Salami, bacon, sausages, hot dogs, any of the ones that you just saw on this previous screen right here. These bad boys are group 1, which means, yes, they do without a shadow of a doubt cause cancer. Then these other red meats have been given a group 2A classification, which means that they might contribute, but it's not 100% documented at this point. Okay. So I just want you to pay attention to these because these have a double effect. They will increase your risk for cancer and they will also suppress your immunity. And I know you don't want either one of those. Now, when it comes to other foods that suppress your innate immunity, okay, foods that look like the ones on the screen here, refined sugary foods, carbohydrate-rich foods that are refined and ultra-processed. These foods are known to cause insulin resistance, fatty liver disease, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, and more. And when they do that, they actually suppress the action of your innate immune system because the two of them communicate with one another. When you increase your disease risk, you suppress your immunity. When you suppress your immunity, you increase your disease risk. The two of them are inexplicably linked with one another. Okay. So if you can try and eliminate these foods from your diet, even if you're having like 1 or 2 servings per day, just decrease it to 1 or 2 servings every other day to begin with, and then 1 or 2 servings per week. And then eventually you can get rid of it. But these types of foods will not benefit you in any way, shape, or form. And you can see that things like French fries and tater tots and white bread on top of your hamburger buns, sugar sweetened beverages, popcorn, these types of foods, just get them out of your diet. Not worth it. Okay. 3 out of 4. Foods fried in oil. Okay. Just by all means, please let's get rid of these things. We know foods fried in oil will increase your triglyceride value. We know that it'll increase your LDL cholesterol. We know that it'll increase your heart disease risk. We know that it'll increase your risk for insulin resistance and diabetes, but it also impairs the function of arteries, which has a direct negative impact on the function of your immune system. Okay. Foods that are fried in reused oil, which, by the way, if you go to a restaurant and you order fried foods, without a shadow of a doubt, they are reusing their oil. It means they use their oil, they increase the temperature of it, they fry something in it, and then it cools down. And then they reheat it again, and then it cools down. And then they reheat it again, and it cools down. Every time you go through one of those heat-cool cycles, the free radical content of the oil skyrockets. And the more free radicals you put in your body, the more you're damaging tissues all throughout your body. Okay. So these foods are, like I said, a vascular nightmare. Get rid of them as much as possible. And then finally, processed foods. Okay. These are the foods that look really tasty. They taste really good, mainly cereals and sugar cookies and brownies and cupcakes and fruit roll-ups and, granola bars that have a bunch of refined and processed ingredients. These foods will increase your blood glucose. They will impair blood flow, and they can suppress the function of your innate immune system. So if you can get rid of processed foods or reduce your intake of them, if you can reduce your intake of fried foods, if you can reduce your intake of refined carbohydrates as good as they taste, and if you can reduce your intake of meats, you're going to be doing yourself a huge favor at boosting the power of your own innate immune system. Corey, so back to you.
Okay, back to me. Listen, guys, we've talked about a lot. We've talked about things like hibiscus. We've talked about ginger. We've talked about a lot of different things, a lot of different foods that you can eat. And that's what this is all about. Whole food, plant-based, okay? Low fat, whole food, plant-based diet is the way to go. And so, but sometimes it's a lot of work to get those foods at the grocery store. Sometimes you want something that is on the go, that you can just drop in your morning coffee, or you can just drop in your smoothie, or you can sprinkle on top of your salad. And so I'm going to ask your permission if I can, go ahead and tell you about an offer and a product that Cyrus created that is a whole food, plant-based, organic supplement that is all of kind of those things that you saw on the screen that help boost your immunity in a way that is from food that will help you to be the best version of yourself. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start now. And I'm giving you that because I know that some of you just came here for the immunity information. If that's the truth, then go ahead. It's okay. You're welcome to stay, or you're welcome to just kind of hop out. This is that time. All right. I'm going into it. All right. So the brand is called Amla Green. Amla Green is built and based off of those translucent green things that you saw earlier, those amla berries. Cyrus is going to talk about how well they taste by themselves, but I'm going to give you just a little bit here. It's not great. All right. Wow. It's been used in the Indian culture for thousands of years. And Cyrus, is that right? It tastes weird. So what this supplement, this product, Amla Green has done is make it palatable. Am I right?
Yeah. So it's funny because if we go backwards in time to like the year 2012, 2013, I had discovered just how powerful amla berries were. And I went to the store and I purchased whatever I could find from generally Indian stores. And then I went to Amazon and I got all the products I could possibly find. And I was adding them to smoothies and I was trying to drink them and add them to salad dressings, you name it. But I swear, no matter how much I tried to dilute the flavor, no matter what else I added to it, I would take a sip of something and I was like, oh my God, these things are ridiculous. Super sour, very, very hard to palate. So I took it upon myself to say, look, what's the point of having such a powerful, incredibly powerful food that has documented scientific research if people can't get their hands on it and if people aren't willing to eat it because it tastes so crappy? So then that's why I spent a lot of time formulating Amla Green, because Amla Green, we basically take the Amla berries and we concentrate them and then we mix them with various other foods that are known to also have very powerful metabolic effects. And then you end up with a whole collection of flavors, including the original flavor, the one in green, which is just which is Amla berries mixed with green tea.
Yeah.
The one on the left is Amla berries mixed with hibiscus and cinnamon and ginger and mint. And then the one on the right is Amla berries mixed with elderberry and cinnamon and ginger and mint. And these things taste so much better than you would experience if you just had the Amla berries by themselves.
It's so true. And guys, I have them here. As you can see, you're going to save. Well, oh, look at this. Our producer, Bess, is putting me on full screen. Okay, look, this is the hibiscus flavor. It doesn't look red on the screen because of my lighting, but it's red. It's decaffeinated, okay? Then we've got a green one. They have a regular and a decaf. If you're a decaf person and you're like, look, I only want decaf, let me know, because then you'll have this little boop, red, okay? So you got the little red color there. If it's not on there, that means it's caffeinated. How much caffeine? We're going to go to Cyrus in just a second, but I'll tell you, it's like a quarter of the caffeine of a full cup of coffee. And it's from oolong green tea, which Cyrus will hit on in a second. The last one is the everyday immunity flavor. This is a elderberry flavor. If you like a grape kind of feel, this is the one I do at night. I do this in the morning with a little caffeine, a little bit of a kick. I add it to my coffee, and then this one I can add to my smoothie. The question is, Cyrus, I got two questions for you, okay? The first question is, how much caffeine is in that green one, all right? And the second question is, how often can I drink this stuff?
Okay, so you hit it on the head, a quarter of a cup of coffee. So okay. if you can't have any caffeine at all, then I would recommend do not get the green bottle. Get the green bottle that has the little red circle on it. That's the decaf version. Or you can buy the red bottle or the purple bottle, because those are decaffeinated by nature. Okay? Yep. So, but for those of you who do have caffeine in your life, there's two things to think about when it comes to caffeine: is the amount of caffeine that's present inside of a given drink. And again, this is a quarter of a cup of coffee, and the speed at which that caffeine hits your brain. Okay. When you drink a cup of coffee, the caffeine effectively can stimulate neurons in your brain within a very short period of time. You've probably experienced this before. You drink a cup of coffee, and within 5 to 10 minutes, you're like, oh, wow, game on. Like I feel awake. I feel ready to go. I want to go work out. I want to think. I want to do stuff. Right. And then what'll end up happening is that the cup of coffee will kind of pick you up, and then it'll keep you up. And then, I don't know, maybe 2 hours later or something, it'll kind of drop you relatively quickly. Okay. When it comes to getting caffeine from green tea, it's conjugated to different types of compounds. And that because it's conjugated to different compounds, that means that the speed at which it gets and it starts to activate your brain is much slower. So it's not going to hit you in 5 to 10 minutes. It might take an hour to kick in, and then it'll last for a couple of hours, and then it'll nicely reduce over the course of time. So rather than feeling like you got picked up and then dropped off, you kind of like rise slowly, hang out for a little bit, and then you come right back down, which is a much more human way to experience caffeine. And it actually is something that also doesn't give you this sort of addictive feeling like, I need to get another cup, otherwise I feel like crap.
Okay, now I asked you 2 questions. The first one you took too long to answer, and we have to end the show. But the answer is you can consume Amla Green as much as you want. All right, have it in your smoothie, have it in your salad, have it at night. It doesn't matter. There are no negative side effects to having too much. It's not going to make you run to the bathroom. It's not going to do anything because it's food. All right. If you eat too much food, what happens? I don't know. Maybe you're full. Okay. If it's the right food, or you could be bloated, or you could feel like, exhausted, tired if you eat the wrong stuff. Bottom line is, if you like feeling great, if you want to boost your immunity naturally, if you enjoy whole food, organic supplements, then this is the one for you. You'll save $20 right now. As you can see, it's a brand new bundle. We just did this, and it's free shipping. Okay. You're going to get a 30-day supply of each of them. You are good to go. Guys, I can't thank you enough. You can see the link directly at the bottom of the screen. It's just amlagreen.com, or you can totally click the link in and around wherever you're watching and consuming this information. I cannot thank you enough for being here. I want to close out the show with Cyrus saying bye because it's his show. All right. Yeah. But ultimately, thank you guys for watching, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, you guys rock. Thank you for being here today. We're here to try and provide you with the cleanest possible energy source that you can find. Okay. There's a lot of folklore on the internet today. There's a lot of products that have big promises, and then they let you down. And there's a lot of products that have a bunch of fillers and quote unquote natural ingredients, and that actually harm your metabolic health in the long term. We're not about that. Everything that we do is organic. Everything that we have is 100% clean, and we're here to try and help as much as we can. So you got any questions, reach out to us. Otherwise, hopefully get your hands on one of these on this bundle and report back to us and let us know how it works for you.
Bye guys. Thanks for watching.